Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today in the dimming light of the afternoon, big fat fluffy snowflakes are slowly and lazily descending from the heavens, and even yours truly, who absolutely abhors anything winter related, has to admit that it is pretty damn pretty to watch as I make myself comfortable, grab my favorite drink, and sit down to watch Hera playing as the Malay in blue. Not too sure why I got confused with the color there. Getting ready to take on MbL, playing as the Chinese in red. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings with very sassy walking turkeys, it looks like, gobble gobble, and try to go up to Feudal Age ASAP, let's take a look at the civilizations we will be watching today. Oh, Hera misses a turkey. Goes back and claims it, the Malay. Primarily a naval civilization, but one that comes with a few late-game land features that make them potentially very, very dangerous. To start with, their battle elephants become progressively cheaper in Castle Age and are 40% cheaper. I'll repeat that. Battle elephants, 40% cheaper in Imperial. They get all infantry armor upgrades for free. Their militia line units can be upgraded to cost only food, no gold at all. And when combined with the supplies technology upgrade, whatever you want to call it, their two-handed swordsmen, because they don't get champions, turn into a pretty damn cheap trash unit that only costs 65 food. Lastly, to help them raid their opponent's base to gut their economies as quickly as possible, the Malay can turn to their unique unit, the Karambit Warrior. This is an incredibly cheap, super fast, but overall kind of weak infantry unit that only takes up half a population space. So, for example, if you've got 30 of them, they only take up 15 population room. Now, in order to help you get your butt up to the late game and start getting these features, upgrades, bonuses, units ASAP, the Malay can actually go up to the next age 66% faster than normal. I'm going to guess that we're going to get to see Feudal Age in this game. We'll see if we see Castle or Imperial, but I'll point out the time differentials when that happens. But basically, because you go up 66% faster, what that means is you can either rush to the next age and try to outrun your opponent and attack them with more powerful units, or you can meander through the game a little bit, gather more resources, build up your economy, and then catch up to your opponent at your leisure, or leisure, depending which part of the world you are from and how you pronounce that word. Now, taking a look at the eastern portion of the map, the Chinese in red, played by MbL, a well-rounded civilization whose strong economic bonuses and tech tree mean that a player has a lot of options on how to crush his or her enemies. To start with, all technologies for the Chinese get progressively cheaper starting in Feudal, all the way up to 15% cheaper in Imperial. Their farms come with 10% more food. Their town centers support 10 population space instead of the usual 5, and you hit the ground running by starting every game with 3 extra villagers, but it comes at a cost. You start with 200 less food, 50 less wood. Now, to help defend your economy against raid, Chinese town centers come with extra line of sight, giving you a lot more time to garrison your villages. And by the way, it's not a small boost to their line of sight. Take a look at this. It's a 5 range boost. Look at that line of sight on a town center compared to another one. 5 extra tiles in each direction means you can see the opponent coming from a mile away. Your walls, as the Chinese, and your towers can also be upgraded to get 30% more HP. And once you're ready to take a fight and you are out there on the battlefield, the Chinese can field all top-of-the-line infantry units. Although, unlike the Malay, they don't get supplies, so get ready to pay a little bit more for your champions. Now, if you want to go the ranged units, their foot archers, their skirmishers are also quite strong, especially if you mix in their unique unit, the Chu Canoe. This is a foot archer unit that fires multiple arrows and can be upgraded to get a +2 attack. Now, while their cavalry is good, it's really the Chinese siege, in my opinion, that stands out. Can be a pain in the ass to deal with, since their scorpions can be upgraded to get a massive +4 attack boost. Those are the 2 civilizations we have facing off. These are 2 players we have watched face off again and again and again in recent days, and I am here for it. So far, their games have just been absolutely splendid and fantastic. It looks like our Chinese player is heading up to Feudal Age already, and here we go, Hera clicking up as the Malay. So let's discuss. Usually clicking up to Feudal Age, 130 seconds. 2 minutes 10 seconds. For the Malay, 78. From 130 to 78. So you can tell it's basically super duper quick, which is why Hera is going to reach it. Even though he clicked up later with one extra villager, he's going to reach it literally 25 seconds or so. Actually almost exactly 25 seconds. So the exact amount of time it takes to train a villager, that extra villager he got behind MbL. Let's take a look at the location of resources. I don't really see any player pushing into the other. MbL, his base is remaining in the Shroud of Darkness here for Hera, whereas he has already discovered Hera's base. Let's take a look at Hera's resources. Primary gold in the back, primary stone annoyingly placed on a hill, although unlike other hills, plenty of places here, it looks like for mining camps, additional gold in the forward position, additional stone in the forward position, but on the whole, 3 forests, none of them really close by. This base is basically completely open, except for the back position where there is a jaguar guarding a pile of 3,200 gold. The south, the east, the north, this is a completely open base. And it looks like our Chinese is already moving forward with the spearman. Let's take a look at his base while he does so. Primary gold, nice and secure in the back. Yeah, Hera's finally discovered where his opponent is. Goes underneath the town center. What is he trying to do here? Is he trying to bait out a garrisoning of villagers to slow down the economy ever so slightly? In any event, MbL doesn't bite this fish. Not his first time seeing a worm dangling off of a shiny, glinty object that he doesn't really know what it is. Oh, never mind. He actually did garrison one villager. His stone also in the forward position, also on top of an annoying hill. He's got both of his additional gold patches in the front. Where is his additional stone? Off to the side, to the back. But like Hera's base, MbL's base is pretty damn open, even though the forward portion, easier to wall off than Hera's, but the front, the north, the south, and even the back is completely open. So these are pretty damn open bases. Slight advantage to MbL for having this shorter wall off here to the front, although we'll see if he even wants to wall this off. He's not really gathering stone at this time anyway. Right now, he's just building a whole bunch of military, a scout, 3 skirmishers, 3 spearmen. Where are they? The scout is here. It looks like he did take a little bit of damage from the town center. And now he turns around. Never mind. Turns around to turning around. Keeping an eye on his opponent, sees the flag in the archery range, knows that something there. Hera knows that he knows, so you know what? The game is up. Pops out his archer. Oh, they double team this scout. The scout, having gotten spit roasted, turns around and heads right back to the Chinese settlement, which looks like it is being poked and prodded by Hera's scout as Hera begins walling off the southern portion of his base. Okay. I mean, not the prettiest of wall offs here by Hera. Has he seen this small clump of forest? I'm wondering why he didn't just go straight vertical south. He has seen that forest. But in any event, I am definitely not going to argue with either of these two players about how they decide to wall off their bases. But based on how this forest spawned, it's a funny little design or shape for a wall off. Hera opting to go for a bit of a funnel instead of a full wall off. MbL, I don't know what to make of this. It looks like he might want to wall off in the future, like he wants to add a bit of infrastructure here, maybe a few palisades or walls over here, but ultimately, yeah, not really walling any portion of his base up. 33 villagers apiece, 9 army count to 8. Army composition much more diverse for our Chinese. 5 skirmishers and 3 spearmen are going to take on 7 or 8 archers. I say take on, the armies are nowhere close to each other. Hera continues to explore the back. You know, there's a lot of talk always with Age of Empires. Is this technology good? Is that technology good? What needs to be nerfed? What needs to be buffed? One of the technologies I rarely see, and let me know in the comments, because this might just be anecdotal, right? It just might be the games that I happen to cast, or the games that I happen to watch, or the ones that, you know, catch my eye that don't end. A lot of games that I try to cast end like 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, and they're not fit for public consumption. They're just, you know, players are trying a new build order. It doesn't work, and so they're like, okay, whatever, I'm not going to try it. I'm going to GG. It set me back too far, or they just take too much damage or whatever. But one I mentioned last cast with the Mayans, I really want to see more Mayan walls. There's a reason they get buy one get one free for an archer civilization. You can defend yourself, you can protect yourself behind a lot of walls. And if you're an archer civilization with cheaper archers, that is not a bad thing at all. But speaking of technologies and things we rarely see, When's the last time we saw the Great Wall upgrade? It's almost like the Nomads upgrade for the Mongols with their houses not losing supply. That one you sometimes see. Great Wall, where their towers, their walls get 30% more HP. I don't think I've ever seen it so far in my casts. Now, I may not be remembering right. As I blab on, it looks like Hera has penetrated the rear of MbL's base. MbL has literally walled off every single part of his base except the one that Hera chose to go in through. And Hera's hiding his units. Look at this. MbL has no clue. We're already starting to see shenanigans out of our Malay in blue. Oh, a little bit of a love tap there from the spearman. How long will Hera keep these archers here? He's going to get to castle, I'm assuming. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm assuming they're going to be crossbows in about 40 seconds or so once he upgrades them. MbL's army is kind of patiently waiting in the front of Hera's base, thinking, hey, what's going on here? Yeah, okay, there's the crossbows in 30 seconds. Hera has to be careful, though. You can't lead these spearmen. Their line of sight is pretty good. You can't lead them on a chase. You can't risk revealing this hit squad that is in behind MbL's base. I mean, now they move forward. The spearmen will see them, will say, wait a second, I thought this forest extended all the way to the end. Why I always harp on about scouting. Look at that. Who among us would have not assumed that that went all the way to the edge of the map? And all of a sudden, MbL's entire eastern economy is in shambles. First kill of the game, 20 minutes in, goes to these crossbows who pick off the lowly feudal age spearmen. But a second town center going up for our Chinese. His crossbows enter into a bit of a kill zone here, sandwiched between a bunch of skirmishers. And now Hera says, you know what, I'm not long for this world with these crossbows, so let's try to get a few villager snipes. But these two escape. MbL tried to plop down a few houses, it looks like, thinking that maybe he could stop these crossbows, but it looks like the crossbows are basically trapping themselves at this point. And 9 kills to 2. A spearman and a villager for Hera. All of the crossbows for MbL. So a fantastic get there. Hera trying to do something cheeky here to the back of the base. I mean, it worked, I guess. But unfortunately for him, MbL had that spearman here. Man, so many good lessons out of a game. We're only 21 minutes in. I hope we get to see Imperial Age with these two civilizations. I want to see cheaper battle elephants. I want to see Chukanus. You guys know every game I cast, I say I want this, I want that, like I'm touring Willy Wonka's factory and I'm just Veruca Salt over here. Daddy, I want to see Chukanus. In any event, a second and a third town center up for our Malay. He is getting farming upgrades. Our Chinese with a third town center as well, focusing on wood cutting upgrades. That being said, both of their upgrades are the exact same. And the players kind of disengage. What's attacking here? A Jaguar. I thought maybe MbL had managed to do to Hera the exact same thing that Hera had tried to do to him, but no, it was just a Jaguar. Scorpion is out prowling. Just one of them. Where's the mangonel? It is hiding inside this siege workshop. And look at MbL threading the eye of the needle here. The one tile where there is no town center fire, but he's gotten 10 of these units, so a few of them have to just clump over the line. They take a little bit of damage. They poke a little bit and get a villager kill here. You can see his back and pants melting into the farm. And then they abscond. They get the hell out of here now that the mangonel is out. Oh my god. Not every day you get to see a mango getting a scout, but there you go. The things you see when pro players play. Tell me MbL has seen this. Yeah, he's seen it now that he's chased this one crossbow. Where the hell did this crossbow come from? And now finally, our Chinese plugs up the hole in his sinking ship. Although I shouldn't say sinking ship. He's ahead 18 army count to 3. But of that 18, 14 is skirmishers. He does have a mangonel, which if you get 1 for 1, leaves MbL in a better off position. Let's see how the players circle each other's armies. Or rather, circle each other, period. Yeah, you might want to put these skirmishers on the high ground. I think on the high ground, they may be able to withstand a mangonel shot. That being said, maybe not. Their HP is pretty damn bad. Oh, damn. Okay, so they need to be very careful. Crossbow here as well needs to be very careful. His HP is down also, but not really much to take out this crossbow. I don't really see any wild animals. I don't really see any of MbL's units. MbL expands out onto the map. And now, I don't know if this is intentional, if this just happened, but he's poking away at this barracks, perhaps trying to draw the Mangonel north, so that he can run in with his skirmishers and his own, not one, not two, but 3 Mangonels, and start taking down this town center. Let's see how much damage he can get done here before Hera responds. Boom, 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 go the Mangonel rocks. Oh, this is a very clumped army. Fantastic attack round out of our Malay. And, ooh, oh no, he ultimately does end up losing his own Mangonel. But I mean, this is pretty damn awesome. That was fun to watch. It looks like his own skirmishers, 1 kill for you, have zoned out the skirmishers of our Chinese. But undeterred, a 4th town center for him, as Hera's 3rd falls. Hera down to 2 town centers. He's up only 2 villagers at the moment. I expect our Chinese to start pumping out a huge economy. I don't know if that was an attack round or if he tried to attack the farm. In any event, the farm is on fire. Mango's taking a bit of damage. Monk moves in, tries to convert a skirmisher. Ooh, attack rounds missing. Attack rounds just clipping a little bit of the HP off this Mangonel. Scorpion does fall. Mangonel does fall. And our first 30% cheaper battle elephant is on the battlefield. He's training a second. This one elephant, except for the monks, should be able to handle all of this. But that is a big asterisk, a big exception. That monk is basically the perfect counter to this elephant unit. Remember, the new technology devotion is not out just yet. And so these elephants need to be very careful. You know what? Even with devotion, the elephants need to be careful. Who's kidding who? Elephants always have to be careful. They're not the quickest moving units in the game. That's an understatement. They're not quick moving at all. And our Malay plops down a castle, heads up to Imperial. Oh my god, I completely forgot I was going to mention the uptime. So a normal civilization, meaning everyone but the Malay, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. 190 seconds to go up to Imperial. The Malay, not 190, 114. Just under 2 minutes. That is absolutely incredible. Oop. Where is the scout going? It looks like Hera is finally, for a long time, he didn't really have eyes out on the map except for this crossbow, which is very uncharacteristic for Hera. Now he finally has eyes, but those eyes are about to be plucked out by a whole bunch of skirmishers and no fewer than 4 Mangonels. I mean, this is a ballsy move out of our Malay, using elephants to scout. You know your opponent has monks. Karambits. So take a look. There's 9 of them. That's about 4.5 rounded up, I guess, to 5 supply instead of 9. Ooh, skirmishers, are they going to get gunned down again? Yes, they do. Another skirmisher pancake, and in come the Malay, the Karambits. Let's take a look at their stats. Like I mentioned, they are fast, 1.32 tiles a second, but they are not very strong. 7 attack for an infantry. I mean, that's something you expect to see out of a foot archer, not an infantry unit, as another aggressive castle goes down, gets these 2 stables in the ambit of its attack. But Bloodlines, husbandry on the menu for this stable, and it is now our Chinese who is rushing up to Imperial. No Trebs just yet out of our Malay, and of course, right as I say that, your Trebs do come out. Do the Karambits, by the way, have an attack bonus against buildings? No, not yet. I also love how these units attack. They take a very big step forward, and they are double fisting those big Karambits, which is, I believe, the name of the weapon they're holding, in addition to the name of the actual unit. And that just shows you how weak monks are against light cavalry. Just 2 taps, and the monk lies dead right next to his killer. But avenged he is, as these Karambits get that scout line unit dead. 23 seconds away from Imperial. We are at the 33-minute mark of the game. Gonna have Hera and MbL, Malay and Chinese in Imperial, both with very healthy villager counts, both with very good army counts, and not only just good army counts, good armies. This is so much fun to watch. A swarm 21 is going to take up 10 or 11 population space. MbL preemptively running away, seeing that this castle is going up, and knowing that that wood line is under attack. Does he have another wood line, by the way? No, he doesn't. He has to go all the way to the back. I guess there's this one. But we'll see where those lumberjacks end up. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I did not mean that to sound as pervy as it did, but I love synchronized. I want that on my tombstone. He loved synchronized attacks in Age of Empires. 3 relics jettisoned out of the monastery, which absolutely falls in. Oh, you've got to be careful. Oh my god, Hera channeling his inner mystery. Yo, Teefs 2 of the relics immediately from underneath the nose of our Chinese castle, doing exactly what we thought it was going to do. The Karambits are here, but where the hell are the mangonels? They're up here. He's got to bring these mangonels forward. At least try to get some pancakes of your own. Avenge some of the fallen skirmishers. Looks like Chinese light cavalry units, and by the way, that is the best they're gonna get. They do not get hussars. Are trying to run amok in the back of the base, but the Karambits are out. Should be able to do a decent job defending against that. Karambits move in again. These farmers, I don't know what the hell they think they're doing, farming all the way out in this territory here. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god, I'm so glad we caught that. Hera losing. I mean, this much. I don't know how to count that as fast as possible, but that was a gross pancake. Actually, an easy way to count that. 19 units killed. 1 friendly fire? Okay, 1 friendly fire. Light Cav taking on elephants to the south. Skirmishers taking on Karambits to the center. Castle taking on a Treb as a Treb takes on a Treb. It looks like a bunch of Karambits tried to run in. How did they get in? Oh, this whole part's open. Okay. An elephant gets converted, the first Chinese elephant of the day for us, as this other elephant, and that's all she wrote for Hera, who is upgrading his monks. He's getting ballistics for his castles. I'm assuming. I don't see any other ranged units that benefit from it, and all of a sudden the Karambits move in. These are basically designed to rush in, snipe, and die. These are not units that are meant to survive the entire game. You know, there's some units, very powerful, very expensive units. You guys saw me fanboying out about the Saracen Mameluke. That is not a unit you want to just easily and readily throw away. Castle down for our Malay, 2 Trebs down for our Malay. Chinese castle still stands strong, including the Trebs. And now all of a sudden, our Malay's entire forward position, Hera, has been dislodged completely. He says, give me back my elephant. Give him back. He belongs to me, not to you. Like a child who wants his favorite toy back. Hera converts that elephant, guts the entire cavalry line of the Chinese. What an absolute bonkers game for what, 20, 30 minutes? Nothing was happening. A few pokes, that nice little backstab of archers, and all of a sudden this game has exploded. Chinese light cav in the back of the base. They still need blast furnace. They are missing the last attack upgrade. But the Karambits are going to close, especially if these light cav just don't move. Okay. But let's see what's happening here. Why is he doubling down on skirmishers? These Karambits have 5 pierce armor. And your unit attacks on a 6 with no bonus whatsoever. So you do 1 damage. Now their HP is only 40. And they're super duper cheap. Oh, I forgot to mention, they cost 15 gold. 15 gold and 25 food is basically a free unit. But MbL doing an amazing job so far, gutting the economy as best he can to the north. Oh my god, to the back, these 2 light cavalry units are still here, still causing a ruckus. Hera's got his 2 Trebs. He's upgrading his villagers. Finally, blast furnace for our Chinese. So these light cavalry units are going to hit a little bit harder now. Speaking of cocky placement of farms and things and whatnot, both of these players very cocky here to try to take this stone. One with a town center, one with a mining camp. I mean, the town center will obviously beat that out with villagers able to garrison inside. The Karambits go, but they take another on a mangonel shot to the face. Oh, Hera literally millimeters away from being pancaked again, but he's going to close on the mangonels. He's going to rip them to shreds. And the Karambits are just gutting everything here. Mission freaking accomplished. Holy moly, the Chinese army has just disappeared. But in its place, come the Chukanus. One of the coolest units in the game, in my opinion. Oh my god, I thought Red was going to garrison and kill the blue villagers. Instead, blue sends a Karambit who already has 3 kills. He's going to have 6 pretty damn soon. All the Chinese raiding has stopped. He is focused primarily on the front here. The Chukanus are out. They are not elite. Their armor is shite. Their attack is capped, maxed out without the unique technology, but still at a +4. Let's see rocketry. Let's see another +2 attack added to these Chukanus, and Red is building an army that is going to be very dangerous. He's got a meat shield of Hussars. These Chukanus with their multiple arrows will absolutely shred through siege units, including rams, by the way. Chukanus, like the Cuman Kipchak, they deal 0 melee damage. Now, you might be wondering, why the hell does a unit deal 0 melee damage? First of all, why does an archer deal melee damage at all? It should be all pierce damage. And look at this chase. Holy shit. At the 44-minute mark of the game, yikes. The reason they deal melee damage, same reason for the Kipchaks, is because there are some units in this game, primarily the rams, that come with negative melee armor. So for example, if a ram has -3 armor and you deal 0 damage, you actually deal 3 damage, because 0 minus -3 is +3. This has been your reading rainbow moment of mathematics. Oh, synchronized attack. Oh, he's going to do synchronized attack underneath the town center. Of course he is. Of course he is. No, no, no. They're snaking their way away. And so that's why Chukanus, that's why Kipchaks are pretty damn good at taking out those kinds of units. Oh no, he loses all of his monks. There's a few reinforcements, but he might lose them as well. I'm going to zoom out. There's just way too much action. Look at the mini-map. Where the hell am I supposed to focus? Hera saves his Trebs up here to the north. His Karambits are fighting light cavalry units. Now, they're cheap, but they still cost gold, whereas these light cav are just food. So MbL getting the better trades here, endlessly reinforcing, both players gutting the shit out of each other's bases. I mean, what the hell? I love picture in picture, but I don't think I can do 7 or 8 of them. This is absolutely bonkers. Oh, wow. 66 villager kills to 43 villager kills to 44 to 45. Hera getting the work done here with these Karambits. Looks like there's a few converted Karambits. Hello. So our Chinese not only had elephants, but now is adding in Karambits. His base, though, is still under attack in the front, in the back. That being said, Hera's been cleared up. I mean, look at this cool stance. Look at how deadly that looks. Damn. Some of the units in this game are just so eminently fanboyed. Well, how do I put this? So eminently fanboy-ishable, if you guys know what I mean. Easy to fanboy over. Hera's side swipes, rear ends are now over. These last 4 light cavalry are all that MbL has to raid the economy, and these Karambits are going to have something to say about that. But, oh no, a whole bunch of light cav move in. They are maxed out in all respects. Hera's mining colony here is going to get killed as well. Will he be able to get a light cavalry unit? Oh, the light cav just not able to seal the deal. 36 HP left on that trebuchet. 97 kills for 97 villager kills by MbL so far. Hera up to 51 himself, but that's half the villager kills. Karambits close in again. Do they have an attack bonus now? +3 against buildings, so they're gonna add a little bit of damage. Why are they running away? I thought he was gonna go after the villagers, to be honest, but no, the presence of the light cav is enough to shoo him away. Villagers try to repair the Treb, fail miserably. Hera loses another Treb. No more Trebs for Hera, but does he care now? He's activated the sleeper cell of Karambits, and they are running amok in the back of MbL's base. There's nothing here, and MbL doesn't look like he's even noticed or realized that this is happening. We'll keep an eye on that in picture as MbL himself moves forward, but Hera's got a bunch of castles here already, and it looks like Hera, who seems to love this strategy when he can, just plopping down castles everywhere. We've seen Hera play with the Teutons, and with those crenellation castles with 13 range, he just creates a web of death And that is exactly what he's trying to do here. Look at all the overlapping Venn diagrams. Like, I mean, help. Who is going to help you if you're a unit in this part here and 2 castles are firing down on you? But all of a sudden, the Chukanus are here. There are 27 of them. What are their upgrades? Still no rocketry. Does he have the resources for rocketry? I mean, yeah, he actually does. 600 wood, 600 gold. Oh my goodness. So at the same time, MbL continues to attack the back, but it looks like these arbalests from our Malay with the high ground are able to shred the light cavalry units to pieces. More karambits moving forward. By the way, what is this dot here? Okay, it's just a random house. We are 51 minutes into the game. And so far, absolutely epic, absolutely chaotic. What just an absolute delightful game so far. And I just hope it doesn't last like 2 hours. I don't know if my voice can last 2 hours. Exposed Trebuchet will pack up, try to head home, but the Karambits have other ideas. The converted Karambits are still here. They are chasing these guys around. And MbL is back. He's brought a few more Chukanus with him this time, but it looks like Hera has wisened up to what he's trying to do and immediately targets the Chukanus with the skirmishers as the Karambits move in. Beautiful play out of both players. MbL sent the light cap to harass the skirmishers. Hera responded with Karambits. And that is just incredible gameplay out of them so far. And oh, ho, 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 they're back, but okay. They're just kind of hanging out underneath the town center here. We'll see how many kills this town center ultimately gets. This is just... there's action everywhere. Both players with pretty damn big armies. 67 army supply. Now, remember, that's misleading for the... Oh, my goodness, my brain. That's a bit misleading because the Karambits, 28 of them, only take up 14 population space, which is why you'll see at the top of your screen, 62 plus 91 is not 140. Is definitely not 140. My math isn't that good, but it's good enough to know that 61 plus 94 is not 142. And oh my goodness, why? Look at that. At the hour mark of the game, 55 minutes in, the players have just disengaged. A ceasefire, a truce, a lull, a cessation has been called, and now they're regathering their troops, massing their armies, building up as much as possible. Hera, though, is down 30 supply. His economy has just taken an absolute beating. He's lost 140 villagers. He's only killed 66 of his opponent's villagers. Now, this may not be good for MbL here. He is fighting in a bunch of corridors, in a bunch of choke points here. But I don't think MbL really minds. The goal here is get the arbalests, kill them with the skirmishers, but the skirmishers back away. MbL happy to throw away these scout line units. He's got 70 villagers on food, continuing to farm his heart's delight, because all he does is he keeps sending these units, but their effectiveness is slowly going to whittle down. It's only going to become less and less, and diminished, I believe, is the word I'm looking for, because there are now 4 defensive castles. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a Z Zorro shape over here. And Hera is in the front of MbL's base. This destroys, rather, one stable. He's heading now for the second one. And what the hell do you do? There's now a sea of Karambits. 70 Karambits. What's moving up here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hera, what are you planning? Oh, we'll keep an eye on those 2 villagers. What is he planning? Realizing that this game is going to go on for about 7 hours if he doesn't end it. Hera is cooking up a something spicy. Light cavalry, light cavalry, light cavalry everywhere from our Chinese. MbL is just unrelenting. Holy moly, is he pounding Hera's economy. He's got 90 more villager kills than his opponent. And he's defending quite well. His Chukanu numbers need to get up. There's finally rocketry. Realizing that he needs to upgrade these Chukanus up to a 14 attack from their 12, which is pretty ridiculous for an archer unit. 14 attack. Oh, I love watching Karambit warriors. They just flow so nicely. I mean, look at the light cav. They clump, they bump into each other. These karambits just flow like water down a mountainside. And in they chase. Oh, they're gonna go close on the Chukanus. Oh, the stupid light cav. Why did you expose your Chukanus to death like that? Oh my god. Oh my god, we're definitely gonna keep an eye on that. My eyes are, I've said this before, I wish I was like a crocodile that had eyes instead of two of them facing forward, one on each side of my head, so I could look at two different things at once. Who's kidding who? I wish I was like a fly and had about 1 million eyes. Then I'd be able to see 1 million things at once, but it looks like, oh, maybe I got a little too excited. Hera looks like he's not really planning anything, just putting up a whole bunch of outposts. Okay. Penetrates the back of the Chinese base yet again with a few karambits. We've seen how deadly just 2 of them can be. Goodness gracious. What an absolute epic game. No, now he's building something in archery range. I mean, I don't even have to look at MbL's vision. I was going to click his vision. He knows it's there. Oh no, undefended yet again. Probably wondering why the hell are there 32 karambits just hanging out here next to this lumber camp. Oh, but the karambits have the high ground as well, so these light cav are not going to do too much against them. At the same time, Hera pokes in through the front, finally builds another treb as it slowly wheels forward to be unpacked. And I mean, come on. This is just hilarious. I mean, Hera really taking risks here. Karambits continuing to gut the back of the base. 11 villagers so far dead to their hands. Or rather, by their hands. Looks like a big epic battle here ultimately resulted in the Karambits dying. His Karambit count is down to 42, but he's got 28 arbalests. To be cavalry upgrades for Hera? Okay. Is he building a stable to the back here? Okay, we'll see what those cavalry upgrades are for. I'm trying to look at his gold count, wondering, you know what, maybe he's going to go back to elephants? But I don't think he's going to go back to elephants, not with... Actually, no. I was going to say no, he's spending his gold, but at this point, he's not really spending his gold. He's kind of accumulating it. Okay, MbL finally notices what the hell is going on here and throws a whole bunch of these archery ranges into chaos with a trebuchet, and with the light cavalry units, they're finally going to get this. He must be laughing his head off. Probably message Hera something. Oh, husbandry and elite battle elephant upgrade. We've got more stables being plopped in the 10 stables. He is very confident he's upgrading his farms. Okay. Now we have a chance to see the Chinese versatility. Will MbL react? First of all, let's see his vision when the first elephants actually come out. This Karambit 5 kills. I was way too slow to see if those were all villager kills, but look at Hera's backstab has been destroyed. That being said, he's continuing to build units here. He's got 2 arbalests in here. He's going up to 12 battle elephants. I want to keep my eye on MbL's vision because these skirmishers are moving forward. He sees the stable now. He sees 2 stables. Let's see what he actually... Oh, he sees the elephant. He sees the elephant. He attacks the elephant. He immediately retreats. And what is our Chinese player going to do now? The Chinese, their versatility, like I said, is going to be on full display. Look at their tech tree. They've got all 15 blacksmith upgrades. Our Malay missing the last 2 armor upgrades for his cavalry, of course, because otherwise it would just be way too unfair. I think MbL, what he wants to do right now is slow down this advance. That's why he's throwing these light cavalry. He knows these light cavalry units are not going to dent these elephants. Even missing the armor, they are not going to do jack diddly to these elephants, but what he wants to do is slow them down with rocketry. These scorpions attack on a 17. But unfortunately for MbL, he's population capped. Oh no. He's got 83 army supply, but a lot of it is heading here to this shanty town, this ghost town. Both players have gutted each other's economy so freaking badly that there's very little left to actually gut in some parts of the map. Here, oh, look at this. MbL's back to farming in earnest. And the elephants, they are fully upgraded elephants for the Malay. Siege engineers will give his trebs a little bit more of an oomph. A little bit more of a kick, and now I think MbL wants to trade out these skirmishers. You don't need skirmishers against elephants. Okay, never mind, I was wrong. I think he just wanted to get a few arbalests as he starts attacking the back of the base, but he attacks into the basically the strongest possible area you can. Everywhere here is covered by not one but two castles, and so I don't expect these light cavalry units to get too much done here. But we are shaping up here for one big final battle in what so far has just been an absolute epic game. This may be one of the best games of the year that I have seen personally outside of tournament games. And our Chinese is going to try to hold the line with trash units. These are now heavy scorpions attacking on a 21, but he is not the Byzantines. These are not cheaper skirmishers. The Chukanus trying as much as they can. Let's take a look at the elephant's HP. 7,000 HP is just steamrolling our Chinese settlement. The one thing, the only thing missing out of Hera's army is two more Trebs. Two more Trebs, and this castle is going bye-bye. And with that castle gone bye-bye, this entire area is exposed. And Hera is chasing in with these elephants. Holy moly, they are chasing trebuchets over here. They've joined in. Get the villagers. Get the villagers. They're repairing, but doesn't matter. MbL's out of stone. Oh no, our Chinese. He's out of stone. His castle under attack still by just one Treb. It looks like he tried to get it with two light cavalry units. The castle falls. The scorpions are retreating. These are not Roman scorpions with one range. These are normal basic scorpions with two minimum range, which means that they cannot attack the elephants attacking them. Yikes. Oh, but the pikemen are out. And look at that transition into pikemen. Immediate armor upgrade. Not really relevant at the moment. Actually, no, sorry. Attack upgrade's not really relevant. It's really the bonus that you want with the pikemen. So he needs the armor upgrades. My bad. Brain thought one thing, mouth said another. Arbalest sniping anything that tries to get rid of these elephants. It looks like the Treb did finally fall here. Hera is down to 19 elephants, 21 arbalests, which in any other circumstance would be a pretty badass army. Unfortunately for him, look at the total supplies. He is down almost 65. Excuse me, I hiccuped. 65 supply, and MbL is not done. He is not done. He says, I think I can hold your army here. I'm just going to keep throwing as much garbage, as much trash as I can. Slow you down, make you bleed over every tile that you take. While at the same time, I keep. Oh no, gutting your economy, and Hera taking a risk here with an exposed mill. I mean, why are you building a mill? You have farms here. Right next to a town center. Why not just take those farms? And look at that. All of Hera's attack gone. He's got 7 elephants left. He's got 4 arbalests left. And MbL is heading straight for him. Now, the only saving grace here for our Malay, the entire Chinese army, except for 4 Chukanus and 2 Trebs, is trash. So he can do to MbL what MbL just did to him, which is basically Byzantine him to death and clog up the works. And here we go. Let's see a few last remaining elephants, a few last remaining light cavalry units attacking a high value mill. And MbL so cocky that he's about to win. Plops down 3 very forward, very aggressive light cavalry creating structures otherwise known as stables, because he wants to get rid of Hera's defender's advantage. The problem for MbL is there's still these 1, 2, 3, 4 fat castles in his way. And he's just got 2 Trebs. I don't even know where those Trebs are. I don't want to click away from the screen. I might in a second once these elephants clear up all of these light cavalry units. Oh my god, I didn't notice there's a few pikemen mixed in here. MbL just absolutely wrecking this. And now his forward infrastructure is in jeopardy. He goes back to complete this stable. Oh man, that's a funny little move there. Okay, here they go. They have been tethered to the Scorpion, which means they move even slower than normal. Oh, damn you, lumber camp, says MbL, as he adds a second light cavalry unit to attack it. And look at Hera. He's selling food. He's selling wood. He needs gold. What does he need the gold for? He's not training a single gold unit. He's got 2 elephants, 4 arbalests, and 31 skirmishers are all that stand in the way here. MbL immediately goes after the relics. Immediately says, you tried to take my relics. I'm not going to give you free gold. Forced levy. Oh my goodness, Hera is transitioning to trash two-handed swordsman. This is incredible. We are literally getting to see anything and everything out of both of these players, except, as I mentioned in the beginning, the Great Wall upgrade, which even though it's the most appropriate name of any upgrade to any civilization, but you almost never see it. And how many is he going for? 10 long swordsmen right now. Let's see what he can do with them. Oh man, long swordsmen are not two-handed swordsmen though, and he does not have the gold for any more upgrades. MbL raiding the back as well, taking the wood of his opponent. Is the lumber camp down? Yes, the lumber camp is finally down, but MbL has cracked into the center. But like I said, how is he going to deal with these castles? 2 trebs is how he's going to deal. Hera has no way to reach these trebs, except for this one elephant who is, I'm assuming, not going to be able to kill, although maybe. No, he's going after the healthier one. Oh, that was sour. He had a chance there to get the one with 30 HP. Could have possibly got it. Relics have gone, have disappeared for Hera. MbL took all 4. That's hilarious. That is incredible. And now MbL has firm control of this game. Hera down to 135. I shouldn't say down. He's been at 135 total population for a while. But there is just no way that he can keep letting this kind of thing happen where he just loses more and more villagers, and he doesn't. He taps out. MbL takes this game in an absolute incredible matchup. I mean, what the hell do you say about this game? We just got to see everything. I'm just speechless at how incredible this game was. Like I said, I think this may have been one of the best games of the year. I'm trying to remember, not only trying to go back in my mind. I should probably start making notes as I cast these games, although that's probably going to interrupt my cast as I do so. From the initial hidden archer play of Hera, to the endless raids that MbL tried to conduct, to that amazing mangonel shot that pancaked those Karambit warriors, to Hera's second penetration of the back of MbL's base, this time with archery ranges, and then the transition to battle elephants, and then the counter transition to pikemen, and then the counter transition to forced levy. I mean, come on, this game just had everything in it, including, by the way, look at that. Look at the relic gold. 5,300 to 550. Wow, this game, I am just in love. Let's take a look at the stats and then a few closing thoughts, because, I mean, this is an hour and 17 minutes. You have probably heard my voice enough. Hera, 463 karambits, but unfortunately could not stymie the flow of 591 light cavalry units. Peak APM towards the end of the game for MbL. Peak APM Hera about 10 minutes before that, with his usual 200 to 300. What do we think about the economies? Wow. Literally 10% difference, which is almost nothing. When you take out the relic gold, even less than 10%. Wow. Almost identical wood. Food, 17,000 extra food for our Chinese, but 6,000 or so less gold. And stone count identical. I don't think conversions really played a role here. I mean, 19 out of an army high of 780 is about 2%. 11 out of 722 is about a 1.5%. Let's take a look at kill count ultimately. Oh my god! No, we're not watching deathmatch. We're watching random map games. 942 kills by the Malay, 975 by the Chinese. What is that? A 3% difference in kill count after an hour and 17 minutes. What an absolute bloodbath. But the real story here, look at that. 250 dead Malay villagers, half of those dead for the Chinese. And this is why he, even with forced levy, that basically turns your, like I said, two-handed swordsman. Again, not that he had two-handed swordsman. It turns their two-handed swordsman into a 65 food when you combine it with supplies. I don't think I can even look at this map to see if he got supplies. I mean, look at this. Where would I even start looking? Maybe towards the end? Oh, no, never mind. Okay, that was easy. He got supplies right there. Why would he get it before, right? Never mind. I should have known that he would have gotten it right with these upgrades. But basically 65 food. If he could just have kept his farmer community alive a little bit longer, how many villagers farming did he have right before he died? Only 37 to the 75. So literally half the farming economy of his opponent. And MbL showing us the absolute power and versatility of the Chinese. I mean, they have the lowest Civ win rate now that the Vietnamese are all de jour and delicious, and you know, the Civ of the day with all of their economic buffs that they've gotten, which I never really thought they needed, but that's another topic for another day. What's the oh, I forget. Every chapter of the Neverending Story ends with that same sentence about how that's another thing to tell another day or something like that. Oh, my Michael Ende quote knowledge is failing. Oh, I hate getting old. I used to know this shit like the back of my hand, but it's a story for another day, I think. I forget. I read the Neverending Story when I was 13 and I loved it. And I think every chapter ends, or every part of the book ends with the same sentence where it goes off on a tangent and says, but that's another story for a different day or something like that. I'm going to look it up. But if you know, let me know in the comments below if you're a fellow Michael Ende fan. I think I've mentioned Momo in the past. In any event, we got to see literally everything except for Great Wall. And yet again, we see a game where the Chinese tech is just not used. So is it possible that in the future the devs will do something about that? I don't know. I don't even know if they should. The Chinese seem to be pretty damn good to me, although I can't understand why they have the lowest win rate. In any event, we got to see Chukanus, we got to see Karambits, we got to see elephants, we got to see trash units of all kinds, and ultimately Hera's attacks just kept getting headbutted by MbL's defense. And look at the minimap. Both of these players have just absolutely suffered through this slugfest, an hour and 17 minutes, but ultimately it is our Chinese in red MbL who is victorious. But wow, what a bloodbath. GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.